I'm going to cut straight to the point. If you love the look of cottagecore, highly patterned spaces, beautiful, rich colors in your home, but you don't know how to do that without your house looking like grandma's used to, then this video is for you. Taking a modern home and infusing it with the beauty and the character and the charm that cottagecore and antique finds really bring to a space can very easily tiptoe into a museum quality home or a home that just feels overloaded and cluttered. And so today I'm going to walk you through 10 very easy principles to keep in the back of your mind as you're styling your home if you want this look. Now, if you were to search for cottagecore on Pinterest or Instagram or Google in general, then did I just date myself? I probably just dated myself. It's okay. We're all friends here. We know how old we are. You would likely find images of hyper-focused, trending cottagecore style with 15 patterns in one room and color drenching and heavy on the antiques, and it might feel like you don't want that. You know you want a little bit of it, but you don't necessarily want that much of it. And so the first tip that I have for you is to edit that decor. Everybody has their limit of what feels good in a space before it hits that boundary line of, oh my goodness, now we're living in grandma's overcluttered living room where you can't even sit down. So you need to know what that boundary line is for you and put it into place, edit your decor, make sure that everything that's out is something that you love and is not something that is taking your peace away from you, because let's be honest, an overcluttered space can definitely steal your joy. So when you're styling, you can really focus on some bolder patterns, bringing those in, and then leaving your surfaces like 30 to 40% empty and clear so that you're not having 15 things being the stars of the show. You want one or two things to be the star in your room and the rest of it to be supplemental. Now, if you are new to Grace in My Space, I am Sarah. Welcome. I've been renovating homes and sharing it with the world for over 10 years. I am currently in a 1970s fixer-upper that we fully gutted and remodeled to be a more traditional home with a lot of beautiful antiques. It's my favorite, and I'm really excited to talk about cottagecore today. The next tip for taking that cottagecore feel and bringing it into a more modern home is to keep your color scheme pretty grounded. Even though pastels are really beautiful and they're really integral into the cottagecore style, if all you have are pastels everywhere, then you're gonna feel like there's nothing to weigh your space down and have it feel like there's a foundation to the room. So grandma's version would have been pretty pink pastels or dusty blues everywhere, but the modern version can bring in more earthy hues, more muted vibes, something that gives you a little bit more foundation to the space. I personally really love a white wall, and that's not necessarily what the cottagecore design principle would lean towards. They would probably lean towards more color or wallpaper. But when you're trying to just tone it down a little bit and make it fit somebody who doesn't want the full, like, we're not full sending cottagecore here. We're gonna tone it down and we're going to bring in a neutral space with some of those other key elements in smaller doses. Now this piece is non-negotiable. You have to mix old and new. Grandma's house only had antiques because if you think back to grandma's house, what she actually had at the time was probably a mix of real antiques and new for her era, which is an antique for us now. So grandma's house probably did mix old and new, but when we think back on it, everything just looked old. So if you have to really bring that principle into your current home, do a true antique mixed with a true new item for the era that you're living in right now. An example of that might be a really beautiful, deep wood-toned antique dining table mixed with more clean-lined black dining chairs. Now there are a million ways to do this. It does not have to be one for one antique for one new item, but as long as there's a good balance and a good mixture, it will really tone down the grandma vibes. A huge thank you to Quince for sponsoring this portion of today's video. I am doing a very quick bedding update for my daughter. She absolutely loves fuzzy, soft things. And so I did this super fun faux fur pillow for her accent and this amazingly soft faux fur blanket to cover her bed. So it's lined on one side and faux fur on the other. The feeling of this is actually unreal. But the real stars are the 100% viscose made of organic bamboo sheets and the quilts. It's so pretty. Now, if you're not familiar with Quince, they make the most beautiful products out of real materials like 100% cotton, organic bamboo, linen, wool, cashmere. All of their products are absolutely beautiful, high quality, but with an affordable budget because they cut out the middleman. They also have an amazing 365-day return policy. So if it's not up to your standards, you can just send it back for free. I'm doing this as a surprise for her, so she's gonna come home to it. I hope that she loves it. Make sure and check out Quince with this QR code or linked up in the description. The next step is to upgrade some florals. Florals these days are actually amazing. Like the reality behind some of the faux florals that we have these days, I can't even believe it. And so that is something that we've got a little bit of a leg up on than Grandma did because Grandma's faux flowers were nasty. She couldn't help it. That's all that was available to her. Make sure and use really high quality, beautiful stems that are fake or real flowers. And a more modern way to do a bouquet is to do a single type of flower rather than an arrangement that has lots of different types of flowers. Now, there are certainly times and places where that makes so much sense and they're beautiful. My mom is an expert at arranging flower arrangements that are massive and layered and intricate and detailed, and they're just absolutely stunning. But if you're looking for a little bit more of a modern twist on it, then a single flower stem in the bouquet really simplifies things. The next thing we're gonna do is bring in some contrast. I talked earlier about how if we have only pastels, then the room feels kind of airy and floaty. And so we need a way to kind of ground those things. Contrast is a great way to do that. Maybe you have black hardware or black windows. I don't know. Black windows are highly controversial right now, but I say that there is a time and place for them. Or maybe you just have dark wood accents that kind of tone it down and give you some contrasts to the lighter hues that are around you. Just bring in a little bit of this for that so that it doesn't fall flat. In my living room, I've done that very simply with a really soft hue see-through curtain and a dark black curtain rod. That is one of the simplest examples that I can give you of how to bring that element into a room. It doesn't have to be like your biggest piece of furniture in the room. It can just be those subtle accents. Now, I think I probably said that all of these are like the most important thing so far, but this one's actually really important. Subtle patterns can go a long way, and toning down the mix of patterns in cottagecore can really help bring that more to an everyday home. So the older version, I'm not going to call it a grandma version because I don't think that our grandmas actually did this, but the way that it's being broadcast to the world right now is that you can mix any and every pattern no matter what it is. You can mix plaids and florals and checkers and lace and toil, and you can do anything you want, which you can, right? You can, but you don't have to. Because I guarantee that if you look at a photo of the cottagecore that's being communicated to the world right now in the design world and you feel overwhelmed, it's probably because they mixed way too many patterns in one room. So I always like to do maybe 2 or 3 patterns tops per room in smaller doses, like a throw pillow or a blanket or some artwork. Wallpaper is definitely a great way to bring pattern in, and that will be your bold statement maker. Now, lighting is often looked at as one of the last things that is really considered in a home. However, it will set the tone for your space quicker than almost anything else. If you're looking at builder grade or dated fixtures and you upgrade them either with kind of an antique look or on the opposite end, a modern piece of lighting, that's going to really shift the way that your room looks. And when you're thinking about bringing lighting into your cottagecore plans, I would say that if the majority of your room leans modern, then add an antique fixture, and that will be a really beautiful statement. Vice versa, if the majority of your room is kind of feeling vintage or antique, add a modern light, and that's how you're pairing the two together. Now, this goes for every single design style that there is, but you really want to consider natural materials in your design for cottagecore. Now, back in the day, you would normally see this in a really heavy, rustic wood addition to the room, which can really bring a room down and drag it down into feeling heavy or cluttered or grandma-ish. But the modern way to do this is just to bring organic textures in through really simple means, through simple wicker or rattan baskets. Light or medium wood tones are a great way to bring those textures in, or even just through linens and really organic materials. So don't lean quite to the super rustic dark wood tone side. Instead, kind of lighten it up for cottagecore with some of these more light and airy elements of the natural world. Now, one thing that we see in a lot of cottagecore design inspiration is super cluttered walls. First, they layer on a really busy pattern wallpaper, and then they put 15 different frames into a gallery wall that all have various levels of texture and ornateness and beauty, really. They're all gorgeous. But that can easily make you feel like you're in grandma's house or that it's too cluttered. So one way to get the look without getting that look is just to simplify your wall decor. Especially if you're going to use a really bold pattern wallpaper, it would be really fun to do one single larger scale piece of artwork rather than a bunch of little ones that busy the space up. And that's just an easy way to do that swap and tone down both styles so that you're not leaning too heavily modern, but you're also not leaning too heavily to cottagecore or grandma-ish. I don't know if I like the word grandma-ish. I really liked my grandparents' house. Now, if you have a space that warrants a gallery wall, I have gallery walls in my house. I still think they're beautiful. You can modernize them a little bit by keeping all of the artwork to one style of art. My stairwell has a gallery wall of antique etchings and lithographs and sketches, but the common theme is that they are all black and white. And so it kind of grounds the space, it simplifies it a little bit, and it makes your eye not feel like it can't focus on any one thing. It kind of just blends all together. Alternatively, you can also use a gallery wall in a more modern layout of just a straight line or a straight grid, and that will tone down the busyness as well. Now, the real kicker to adding a cottagecore style to a modern home is that you should be designing this for your lifestyle. Cottagecore leans very heavily toward almost a cluttered look, but it's more like lived in. It's intentional. The things that are on the coffee table are things that you're going to use every single day. It's not just decorations. And so that is something that I think is very personal to each different home, each different person and family. And I can't necessarily tell you what I think you should do in your home because it's going to depend on how you use your space. So that is one thing to remember as you're designing with a cottagecore kind of feeling, is that what you put out and what you display should support the way that you live. Books you're actually going to read, throw blankets you actually use every night when you cuddle up on the sofa, throw pillows that are not just for decoration and you just take them off the couch when your guests come over. No, use your stuff, okay? Just use it and it will feel so much more homey and lived in and purposeful. Now, I hope that hearing these 10 really simple ways to take kind of your grandma's cottagecore feel and turn it more towards a modern cottage look has been helpful to you. I love to do these design videos because I am not an interior designer, which I have said over and over on my account. Sometimes that still surprises people because I feel like I kind of speak with some authority on the matter, but that's because I really want everybody to recognize that you don't have to have an interior design degree to love your home. You don't have to go to school for interior design in order to make tweaks to the things that are trending that you really like, but you're not all the way bought into one specific design style. think through these different ways that you can tweak what you love to fit your personal tastes. And while I'm always so grateful to learn from truly trained interior designers, their knowledge is invaluable, their job is really far beyond just decorating. They do a lot more than just decor. And so I feel like there's a little bit of a gap in the information market between an interior designer who's way up here and is working on, multi-million-dollar homes and the rest of us. And so I hope to be able to fill that gap and help people just think outside the box, think outside the trends, and also just think outside what's happening in their home now and what they might want it to do for them in the future. Make sure and hit that subscribe button. I am so grateful that you are here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.